See, anyway, I can take your call earlier on the Jay.
Yeah.
Leon, Arif, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I've got you.
Good stuff, okay. Right, we're going to start with Catherine from Radio Leeds in the room. Catherine, whenever you're ready.
Very good afternoon to you. Let's start with the team news first. How are you looking for this weekend?
Yeah, no, all fine. Again, getting all ready with the boys for the game, turn them around, dust them down, and get going again for this game tomorrow.
Can I just check on Jack Radoni? The reason I ask, when I was leaving the ground on Tuesday night and he was busy chatting to some fans, signing autographs, and he seemed to have a protective boot on. Is that something that we need to be concerned about?
Yeah, no, he's had that protective boot on more for precaution. Really, with it, he got a kick on it, bit of swelling, so he's got that as a precaution, really. So we've just looked at it and that really is a more of a protective one, more than anything.
As it stands, he's available for selection, though.
We've not selected a team yet, but yeah, I see what you mean, yeah.
Excellent. How do you beat Leeds United, Darren?
No, for me, it's the next game, and as I said, it's the next fixture for us, and we've done some work again today, and we're just focusing on us really in terms of our dynamics and in terms of what we want to do in terms of the game. We're looking forward to the game. We understand the importance of the match, but it was always the importance of the match because it's the next one for us really going forward, and it's a quick turnaround from Tuesday's night's game, so we're grateful that it's another game. The added, I suppose, spice with the game is it's a local derby where both teams are sort of 20-30 minutes away from each other, so it adds a bit more spice to the game, and we're really looking forward to it.
Have you been made to understand the emotion that goes with this game for both sets of fans? I imagine it's something that every Huddersfield Town fan that you've spoken to during your time here so far has probably brought up in conversation.
Yeah, for me, I just care about the Huddersfield Town fans because they're connected to us as a football club, and it's great to hear that we've got 3,000 sold out going there. Fantastic to get right behind the team, and they will get right behind the team. We're just focusing on making sure that we give a wonderful performance in terms of where we're at, and we want to build on top of what we want to do in the next game. So we're just focusing on in what's in our camp. We're delighted that the fans are there. They're going to get right behind us, and they will do. And we're looking forward to the game, and we want to be super competitive for the game.
When it comes to derbies, do you have to try and take the emotion out of it if you're going to get a result?
Yes and no. It's hard because of the emotion of the derby, and they usually adds a few more decibels to the noise in there and the excitement of it. So yes and no, because you want to play the game and not the occasion. But sometimes that's football. But sometimes the emotions that adds to the excitement of the game. Like I said to the players, we've just got to make sure that we're playing the game to the best of our ability and making sure that we're ready for the game in terms of that, and that's no different to what we'll do tomorrow.
Is it the sort of occasion where you draw on the experience of a player like Jonathan Hogg, who's been involved with them before, Danny Ward, who not fit but has been in that situation before, and kind of make sure that their experience is something that can be passed on to people who haven't stepped into that arena? Yeah,
and without a doubt, you want your experience out there without a doubt, but also at the same time it can work the other way around with your younger players in the excitement of the game and the occasion. So, I can cast myself back when I'm in my playing career when, going into these types of games and probably not so much had the experience, but you certainly had the talent to step in. That's why you're involved in the team. So it can work both ways, and you can have the experience that's been there, seen it, done it, got the T-shirt and got it. But it's going to be a great atmosphere there tomorrow. It's a wonderful game for both sets of players. But as I said to you before, Catherine, we're just focusing on here what we got at Huddersfield.
Do you remember playing at Elland Road?
Yes, I do, yeah, I do remember playing at Elland Road. I played there a few times, and yeah, it's a great arena to play your football. But as I said, I look forward to going back there now as a manager really, and taking Huddersfield Town there really. And I suppose the icing on the cake for me is it's a local derby, and it's wonderful to be leading this great club into such a fixture.
I had a quick look back at your playing career to check if you had played at Elland Road or not. I think it was 2003. You played against Leeds. It was the Leeds era of like Viduka, Smith, Kewell. I imagine that was quite a hair-raising experience as a defender.
Yeah, and I can't quite remember it, but I remember playing against them, and yeah, what a game it was, an excellent game, and real competitive game and going forward. And I think I've played there when I was at West Brom, and I've played there when I was at Derby, so I've had a couple of times where I've played there, and yeah, they've been good games when I can cast my memory back, really, so and games that I enjoyed very much.
I can appreciate you probably don't remember because you've got so much to think about at the moment. It's the last thing on your priority list. What is top of your priority list? Because obviously things didn't go according to plan on Tuesday night. It's a very quick turnaround, but what have been the key things that you wanted to address in the last couple of days?
Yeah, I think for us it was quite a bizarre game in essence, that, you know, the other night it was, which can happen, an own goal, it just happens, and I think it was probably just the little moments of lapse of concentration from the set plays which really meant it, because in the main, you know, when you look at the shot counter, the entries into the final third, the opportunity we had to score, we just didn't capitalise on them, and it's just such a bizarre moment that we're looking at the back of that defeat. But when you're looking in between the fabrics of the game, we had more than the Lions' fair share to score goals. But obviously, we know that goals change games. So for me, top of the priority list was, you know, was dusting ourselves down, analysing the game, accepting that there's some areas of the pitch where we just wasn't good enough, and I think those have been highlighted. But the priority was the quick turnaround we've got for this game, and it's what the Championship does. In a 3-game week after the international break, it presents you with 3 games within 7 days, so you don't get a lot of chance to look really back on it. It's all about looking forward. So the big priority for me was us as a group of players looking forward to another exciting game, and quickly you've got to turn it around and be ready for another exciting game tomorrow, which is what we are.
How much of it is about mental strength, that if your players do concede an early goal, that there's so much time that they can turn things around and to not kind of go into themselves and end up conceding again quite quickly, you know, to have the confidence to think, you know what, yeah, we've let one in, but we can turn this around still.
Yeah, correct. And it's learning that at the time and going through that at the time and recognising that at the time. And it's about staying in control of the situation, and I think that was it really. It was just maintaining and staying in control of the situation. We've seen 2 aspects of the game, where the game before we raced to a 2-goal lead, and we saw that side when it happens when you win a game, and then we've seen the other side when you go a goal down early doors. It's about maintaining your focus and keeping your attention. I don't put the soldier of blame on individuals, because collectively as a group we win together. And if we lose a game collectively as a group, we lose that together. But it's a learning in the moment, because there will be occasions where, unfortunately, you fall a goal down early doors. You don't want to, but you do. And there's occasions when you do score goals early and you put your foot on the gas and continue. So those are aspects that we've learned over the last couple of weeks. And from those situations, even though you don't want to go through them, they can promote a learning.
How much then, over these next few weeks, is it about maybe fans having a little bit of patience? It's so early in your time here as Huddersfield Town manager, and clearly things are very much still a work in progress. Patience is very much lacking in football these days, isn't it? But would that be your message, to kind of bear with us, bear with you, while you kind of get to grips with exactly how you want to shape this squad and really show what the identity is going to be going forward? Yeah,
I mean, that's the football and it's the nature of the industry that we're in. But I did say very early when I got here, it will not be a light switch moment here. You just don't come and switch it on because we want it to happen like that, but it doesn't. But it's been proven over the time there is a process, and with that process, what needs time and work on, the process has shown case that things do get better and improve. but we understand that the nature of the business is that we look at the results, and the results kind of tell us mentally that where the improvements are, so we get emotionally attached to the results. What we have to continue doing is making sure that we were almost seeing the wood through the trees, if you like, and seeing the solidity of the performances in terms of where we want to get to, and the individual cohesion of the group and the development of individuals and collectively as a group. And I think that's what our job has always been and will maintain, and it's never changed from the first day I come into management, and I don't envisage it changing throughout the longevity of the game. Of course we want it to change, of course we want it to be an instant, immediate effect, 100%, I would want that. But the truth and reality, in my experience thus far in the game as a player and as a manager, when there is change, there is an element of time needed for that. But please don't detract away from, we want to get the results, absolutely. But the message, what I would say to everybody out there that supports Huddersfield Town, no matter what it comes, is just to stick with the process, because ultimately it's so important that we need your help and support. That is absolutely key, and what is a consistent, and that would be the message. And we continue to work extremely hard to put as many wrongs right.
Thank you, Darren. Good luck this weekend.
Cheers.
That's Catherine. Stephen.
Hi, Darren. Are you expecting to get any of the injured players back this weekend at all?
Not this weekend, no, Steve. We don't expect that at all, but we'll just get on with the same group.
Okay. Sorry, I may have missed the answer on it, but is Jack a doubt for tomorrow, or is he going to be okay?
He's at the moment, Steve. We're just waiting for the physio team just to give us some news, and then once they give us some news later on today, we'll know. As I said, he had a protective boot just to protect, as a protection cause, really.
Okay. With it being a big derby, are there sort of special considerations when it comes to looking after the players, making sure they're in the right mindset? Is that any different from any other game?
Yeah, no, it's no different, because I think the supporters and everybody living locally has kind of echoed what it means in terms of it. I know the importance of the game for us as a football club, as a fan base, as staff within the club. We've got staff members within the club that work for Huddersfield Town, but are massive fans for Huddersfield Town. So that has been expressed to me over and over the last few days here. So I understand the importance of the game. What I've got to make sure is that the whole occasion, we play the game in the most professional manner in terms for us going forward.
Yeah, I suppose part of that professionalism, as you've sort of touched on already, is that test of mentality, and a game like this is about as big a test as you're likely to get, isn't it?
It's a wonderful test. I said to the players that I'm retired now, but if I had to pick a game that I'd love to play in, would be this game here. And I'm happily retired, don't get me wrong, I never say this week after week, but certainly for this game I'd love to play. But I get the next best thing is being in the technical area and watch them perform. It's a great game, it's a wonderful game, but as I said, for us, it's about the continuation and development and us going forward as Huddersfield Town Football Club, and it's the next fixture. So, as I said, you as the media guys will hype the game up as you do, that's your job, but for us, it's the next game.
I think, obviously, you say you want the players to take it professionally, but inevitably an occasion like this, there will be a little bit of needle, won't there? Does it harm your side if there's a bit of edge to it? No,
because being competitive is the nature of the game. Being ultra competitive is nature of the game. It's a contact sport. Yes, it's partial of the game. The players will experience all that tomorrow, but they're expected to experience that tomorrow. I've never known a football match yet, Steve, that you play the game untouched. I've never known it, and I don't envisage it tomorrow. So there's an extra spice on the game because it being a local derby. I get that. That's where you hype that up.
Yeah.
But within the game, inside the pitch, there's a game going on that probably won't detract much away from the other games that's been played. It's just the added spice of it being a local derby, and we've not got far to travel. But again, we're focusing on us. We've got a wonderful 3,000 travelling army going up there into that there, and they'll get right behind the boys. They'll sing their hearts out for the football club. They'll be passionate for the football club, and I'm sure those vocal cords from the supporters will spur the players on.
Taking sort of that occasion out of it, it is the team in 21st going away to the team in 3rd, but you don't strike me as a manager who particularly likes his players to sit back and park the bus. Is that fair to say?
Let's have a look, Steve. But yeah, I can. Obviously, that's always been my managerial type, and over the course of my career. And as I said, with the game tomorrow, we'll just get prepared and go from there, really. And as I said, we've had a good training session again today, and we get ready for the game tomorrow.
As much as it's a difficult game for all those various reasons, a result like the other night is a good opportunity to see if you can restore some pride as well, isn't it? And get some of the fans back on side who might have lost it. Yeah, and I can understand that, because obviously you never want to lose games, and as I said, emotionally you get attached to the actual the figure of the scoreline, but actually you just want to get back, and we've accepted that what's happened, and we've accepted where it wasn't good enough, but we can't cry over spilt milk. What's happened, it's gone. We have to look now towards tomorrow, because there's nothing none of us can do about tomorrow. About last week or in midweek. We got to do is just focus on tomorrow. My mindset with us here is always continue looking forward. It's really essential. From every moment, it's what we can learn in all situations. It's learning going forward, but we have to have the mindset now to look forward and not look back, because by looking back, there's nothing you can do, and you're wasting energy looking back. So it's about looking forward. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you. Leon, we'll come to you from the Yorkshire Post.
Hiya, Darren, you okay?
Hiya, Leon. Yeah, good talk.
I was just sort of thinking about this game. I mean, obviously it'd be brilliant if you won and you get a point, but you've got to take something from it, whether it's a performance, a point, or something, isn't it? After what's been a difficult week, I suppose. And that'll give you something positive, something tangible.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I said, you want the right response from the midweek, and this is the next game up there, Leon. So it's essential, really, that we respond in the right manner and look to take something from the game. As I said, it's a local derby. It's the next game up for us, and we've got to look to react and respond in the right manner.
You'll find out. You think you'll find out a bit more about one or two other players tomorrow?
Yeah, Leon, I'm finding out all the time. As I said, I'm probably like sort of half a dozen games in, so still getting used to the squad, still knowing the squad. Remember what I said, at the start is I've not put a ceiling on this squad.
Yeah.
So that tells you that I'm still figuring out just how good this squad can be and where this squad can get to. Hence the reason why I've not put a ceiling on where we are this season in the league or where we are with the team. What I have implemented is improvement and progression, and that will be that's the reason why I've said those things very, very early after looking at the group and analysing the squad. I've seen some improvement from some players. I've broken some players down, their games down already, and we're working to implement that further for the positivity of the team, the football club, and the individual player going forward.
Is this? I mean, you're managing a few sort of derbies before. I can think about Sheff Wednesday, Rotherham, and Doncaster, Rotherham, Albion against Blues. But I think this is probably is this sort of the biggest one in that respect? You touched about people who work at the club supporting Huddersfield in terms of what it means for a club that you're managing.
Absolutely, and that's why when taking his manager job, I move into the area, Leon. So I'm in the area. I live in Huddersfield now. I've moved into the area because you want to be part of it. And when these special moments and days come along, not just this today, but in general in football, and you're moving around and walking around the area, and you're meeting supporters in the different locations where they may go and shop and move, and you happen to find yourself in gaining to know the area. When you get to speak to them, you get to understand, the football club, the fan base, the length of time people have been supporting the club, the history and tradition, how they came to support the club, and then when they're coming into fixtures like this, how it means. So you get to know all that. So from an educational point of view, from the supporters, they help you as well and infill you with the knowledge of what it means for these games here coming forward. So I do understand what it is and the passion that carries throughout this football club and within the town of Huddersfield. And I'm grateful for all those messages from the fans that give you that going forward. So, as I said, tomorrow we look forward to the game. We get ready, we dust ourselves down for midweek, and we get ready for another encounter tomorrow.
Sounds like you like all that. You like all that, like understand the supporters, what it means. That's it's good, isn't it? Yeah.
For me, Leon, I like to think probably I'm a people's person in terms of I like to engage with the support base. It's never ever just one way. You're looking back. Is that I'm a manager. I'm in the technical area and managing the team. Sometimes you like the feedback as well when you see the supporters within public, and you get a good chat with them in the public, and that can come at anywhere at any time. But I do engage when I see the supporters, and it's great to have that chat and have that two-way conversation, because as well as them talking to me, I do pose some questions back to them.
Best of luck, Darren, as always. Thank you.
Top man, Leon. Good to see you.
Cheers, Leon. Arif from ITV, we'll come to you last. Thanks for your patience.
Hi, Darren.
Hi, Arif. You all right?
Yeah, good, thank you. What fans have been saying to you then, Darren?
Just obviously the welcome into the football club, obviously what it means to town fans, the football club, and the history of the football club, and got relatives that play in at the football club, past players that used to play at the football club. Really just a lot of history and tradition and their connection at the football club, where they sit in the stadium, how long they've been going in the stadium, when the club was last at the old ground at Leeds Road. So there's so many things that they discuss from past and present, and it's nice for them to sort of express that and the passion that they have. So there's so many things that go on at the football club, relatives that's working at the football club. So I've had it all, really.
Is that important for you to build that connection with the fans and be, have an understanding with them as they do with you?
I think it's so important. I keep saying it's not just me as a manager. I'm just part of the one of the wheels in the cog, really, that get this football club going. This football club's been here for years and it's got a huge tradition and huge support. So for me, I want to be a part of that and get to knowledge and understand that, because at the end of the day, we're all here to want Huddersfield Town Football Club to move forward. So for me to get in there and get involved and want to know that's special recognition to the supporters of the football club.
Is this game the perfect game for a reaction after what happened midweek?
Yeah, it's a perfect game, but I'm going to be honest, it could have been any game next, because you want the next game to come along, really. It just adds probably more to it because of the location of both football teams. But in all essence, really, it could have been any match. It could have been any game, really, for us, really, in terms of that. Because obviously we know in the midweek it's football. It happens. I'm sure we were the first. We're not the last. It just happens. It's just a game. You don't want it to happen, but it does happen, and unfortunately it happened to us. So you want to react in the right manner and have the right response, really, in terms of that. And the game's coming tomorrow to have the opportunity to do so.
You said it a lot in this press conference. It's just a game. Is it just a game though, especially this one?
No, what I've tried to say is when you break it down, it is a game, but obviously around it, with the hype and the location of both teams and the football club, I get it, I do get it. But ultimately, for us, when you go inside, you have to put your professional hat on and you have to see the game and not the occasion. So even though the occasion is what it is, there's still a game of football to be played. there's still one ball on the pitch. There's still a referee and 2 linesmen and hopefully 22 players on the pitch. So it is a game, but we understand around the game, the emotional side of around the game and the hype around the game, and rightly so, and it's a great to have. And it's a fixture that the football club is very much heavily involved in.
And you touched on earlier, saying you said to the players that you wish you could play in a game like this. That just show that the emotion that, you know, these are the games that get the juices flowing.
Of course it is, and these are the games as a youngster growing up, when I thought about playing football professionally, you think about playing in games like this. So that's the reason why it is, because I can resonate as a kid growing up and wanting to become a professional footballer. You was doing it to aspire for moments like this in it, and it's a wonderful game to be involved in. But as I said, the game's probably been added a little bit more because of the location, the proximity to the clubs, which I get.
Top man, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Arif, thank you, mate. We'll see you all on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you very
See you,
much.
Leon. Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you.
Bye.